morning, January 6th, 2019. I'm walking into the Mayo Clinic for another treatment here. And just making it a quick day turnaround trip. I got so many things happening. And although this is part of my life, I just want to make it as minimal as possible. So anyway, just drove in from Vegas, feeling pretty good. I'm clear, I've got a clear direction of purpose, clarity of vision. And just got to keep myself alive, you know what I'm saying? So we're doing it. Make it a great day. January 10th, 2019. And I'm just giving you a quick health update. For those of you who are new to my amyloidosis Facebook page, I was diagnosed about 19 months ago, April 17th, 2019, and I'm still making videos, so that's a good thing. Those of you who have amyloidosis know it's a journey. It's a journey of ups and downs. It's a journey of emotional challenges and physical challenges. And so here's where I am today. First of all, I feel blessed that I'm feeling pretty good. Ups and downs over the last 3 or 4 months, dealing with weight issues, weakness. So, but here's the number. Good news and news we can improve on. The great news is light chain protein numbers, which is the source of amyloidosis, at least for my type, is called the light chain proteins, which is developed or derived or in the bone marrow. And so the treatment, what I call the healing serum or the chemotherapy, is designed to stop the production of those amyloid proteins, obviously. Hey, I just finished up with my treatment here at the Mayo Clinic. Did a blood profile for me, and so I feel pretty good, which is great. We've been in this for 19 months, and the best news is I'm still making videos 19 months later, so that's positive. On the not so positive front, my NT-proBNP numbers, which is a heart effectiveness, went in the wrong direction. So that's not good. So we're gonna see if we can make some adjustments there. And the other thing is, I'm sure some of that has to do with the fact that I haven't been doing workouts because I've been weak. So the good, anyway, heart's not going in the right direction right now. And I don't have my numbers back yet from my light chain proteins, which is the source of the challenge that I have. So that's what's happening right now, taking it day by day, and heading back to Vegas. Great news is light chain proteins started 19 months ago at 16, and today, well, they've been up and down and almost normal, but as of today, they are at 2.60, which is actually within the normal range, which is friggin' incredible, right? Yet 2 months ago, I was also there. So normal is 0.57 to 2.63. That's considered normal for light chain proteins. I started at 16. I got down to 2.5 something, went back up to 2.74, but I'm down again to 2.60. And when you're in my position, you never really know why. You know, anybody, I'm sure many of you who are dealing with amyloidosis are searching for all types of anything that's going to help you. So right now, I'm on my 4th type of the healing serum, what is chemotherapy, which I call the healing serum. Started out with Velcade, it was a mix called Cybor-D. Then I went to carfilzomib, I believe. No, actually I went to something else and then carfilzomib, but the one in the middle caused me to go into AFib, and it was really jacked up, so we had to get off that quick. And now I'm on this oral pill called venetoclax, and the treatment is not approved for amyloidosis, so obviously the insurance company won't pay for it, yet we're blessed to get the foundation to take care of it for us. So we get the direct shipment, and so nothing's really changed for the last 3 months, but it's going down. So, and that's the great news, is that I've got it down to normal. The not so great news, and so that's fantastic right there, right? But I've got 2 issues. Amyloidosis, which is one issue, but mine is cardiac amyloidosis, so I'm not only getting treated for amyloidosis, but of course, congestive heart failure. So the other number that we look at, there's many things that are going on here, but the number that really is how is your heart? There's a couple of things, but one of the things we look at as the obvious one It's called NT-proBNP is the short word for it. And the lower, the better. So the challenge with me lately is it's been all over the map. So I think we started out, I was at 1,200, 1,300, I don't remember what it was actually, but we got it all the way down to like 500. So the lower, the better. We'd like to get it way down. Yet last month it was at 973, which is not good. So it went to like 5 something to 7 something to 9 something. And now this month it's at 1,100, which is not good. So that means the heart is not as effective and efficient, which can be a variety of reasons. So the amyloid proteins are still on the heart, and that's one of the challenges with amyloidosis is we don't know how to get them off there. So we've had there was a clinical trial about 6 months back that I was on called the NEOD study that was stopped. And it was supposed to be doing some good things, but it's not around anymore. And that's why Matt Millen, who many of you know, the ex-president of the Detroit Lions, and I believe he played for the Raiders prior to being an executive, he just went in for heart surgery, heart transplant, because he has the same thing that I have. And the NEOD study was canceled, and there was no hope for helping the amyloids get off his heart, so he got a heart transplant. So that's reality check. So now I've got to go back to the drawing board and watch my sodium better, eat better, exercise more. I haven't been exercising because I've been so tired and so fatigued. So anyway, ever since I got back from Mayo, which was Monday night, I said, well, I'm tired, but I'm also going in the wrong direction. I'm dying as far as my heart efficiency. So if it continues, then. So now we've already adjusted the food, and I always eat well, yet there's a 2,000 milligram sodium restriction they'd like to put on congestive heart failure patients. So I just kind of let that go for a while because I was losing so much weight and I was so weak. So I started eating better, I got meal preps, things like that, and then, I just, as I just kind of let it slip away. So I can tighten that up, get back to eating well. The challenge is I got to make sure I eat calories. But since I got back from Mayo, I've been in the gym every morning. I ride this Peloton bike, 6:30, I do 30 minutes, which is better than no minutes. And so I've done it for, what is today, Thursday? I did Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So 3 days in a row, 6:30 in the morning. Get to the gym at 7, go to 7:30, shower, get ready, and head to the HQ. So, it's weird. I just feel like, I feel blessed because I'm still here and I'm shooting this video. And at the same time, I feel blessed that the light chain proteins are down. I mean, that's incredible. If I had cancer, amyloidosis is not a cancer, but it's a close sister to like multiple myeloma, if you will. And so if I had cancer, they would consider it being in remission, which is incredible. I saw it, I visualized it, I believed it, I believe I'm going to heal. And so that's amazing. I mean, I'm excited about that. Yet, now we have to deal with the most important organ in my body, which is the heart. So that's going the wrong direction. So you can be great on your light chain proteins, but if your heart's not going the right direction, right? I mean, it's just a constant. Man, you got to really choose your words carefully here because it just is. You're reluctant to say, it's such a battle, it's such a grind. It's, what? But that's just a word, and words create emotions. And so what the reality is it's not a grind, it's not such a challenge, it's just how my life is. So it's really this transition, almost transcending into the fact of this is how things work. I'm alive, and things will never be the same. And so this is a lifelong, and that's subjective as well. So as long as I'm alive, there is monitoring, measuring, doctors, weight, strength. There's just it's incredible. So I can see how, for those of you out there who have amyloidosis, who are working through this situation, my heart goes out for you because I know that it's a challenge, and it would be easy to give up or easy to say I've had enough, enough's enough. But I'm just urging you to stay positive and see and visualize yourself on the other side. Visualize yourself amyloidosis free, and what life will be like when it goes away. Not goes away, but when it's under control. Because that's the only reason we're doing what we're doing is we're taking these treatments. I was just talking to my team today. We had our 9 o'clock meeting this morning, and it's incredible that things are changing so quickly. And we were actually reviewing one of my mentors, one of my favorite philosophers / writers named James Allen, and he wrote a book called As a Man Thinketh, and I believe it was published at 1910, I think. And so just thinking about, this guy and how things have changed so quickly and how things are moving, and he was talking about, success and now we've got technology, and we were talking about the fact that he wrote this book that is still circulating in time, and back in those days, who really read it? The printing press was obviously developed, but they didn't have a distribution system, they didn't have a Barnes & Noble, they didn't have an Amazon. So how many people actually got this book? So this guy is, brilliant, way ahead of his time. And we were just talking about progress in the world and the fact that we're going to look back in 50 years and they're going to go, oh my God, I can't believe we were sticking needles in these people and dripping poison in their veins. Just crazy. And so when I was just sitting with my team today and we were talking about it. I don't talk about it much. We're just talking about it as it is. It's treatments and it's expectations. And so you kind of just get normalized to that. I'm somebody, before I got diagnosed, I don't like blood. I don't like to get my blood drawn. And so then it just becomes, it's just what you do. It's like, for many people, they go eat at Starbucks every day. Well, every couple weeks I would go get poison dripped into me, and I would get blood drawn. And so that's one of the reasons that I renamed it, because language is so powerful. When you're talking about getting chemotherapy, chemotherapy just sounds bad, and it's associated with cancer and it's associated with death. And so I came up with the healing serum. So I would go in for my healing serum, and it just changes the way you think a little bit, because let's face it, there's so many things that are going on when you're dealing with any kind of illness. This is the only one that I've had, and so this is really the only one that I've dealt with. As far as life-threatening, it's just I guess my heart goes out, man. I see what's happening, I feel what's happening, and I know how mentally tough I am, and I know how strong I am, and I know how I'm wired, and I just know it's such a challenge for so many people, dealing with the pain, dealing with the mental anguish, dealing with the what ifs, dealing with what's going to go on with my family, how's it going to be, and my heart goes out to you, and obviously I'm in the same boat. So there's two ways to deal with it, right? You can deal with it in a way of healing, or you can deal with it in a way of battling. And so what I chose was to go the healing route, and to visualize and to imagine that the stuff that was going into my veins was the healing serum. The pills that I take were the healing serum. And so I just encourage you to do your best to reframe the situation. And I know it sounds corny. There's on the darkness, there's always comes the light. The bright days always follow the dark, and you just got to stay positive and really believe that's going to happen. So that's where I am today. I work through it every single day, just like you do, and I just really don't think about it. And easier said than done, especially when you're hurting, and especially when you don't feel good. So that's where we are today, and whatever those results are, some good, some not so good. In a big sense, they're all good, because I'm still here, and I believe in my heart, no pun intended, that I can control those heart numbers. So exercise, better foods, lower sodium, will take care of that for me. And of course the torsemide, which is a diuretic. And so one of my challenges is, and it's a challenge with many people who have congestive heart failure, is edema, which is what people would call swelling, and water retention. And so when I've not taken torsemide, And all of a sudden, boom, I was at 206 pounds today, this morning. A week ago, maybe 10 days ago, I was at 219. And so it might go down from 219 to 215 to 208 to 205, and maybe I don't take torsemide for a couple of days, I'm back to 210, 215. And so it's really an illusion. You might think, oh man, I feel pretty good, or oh, I'm putting on weight, but I know because I've been through this process that it's all water-based. So how I feel has a lot to do with my water retention. So I've learned really how to manage and monitor that, and I think that's the key. So find out what your keys to success are and make it happen. So those of you who want to connect or have questions or thoughts on amyloidosis, just hit me on my messenger from my amyloidosis page, and I'll do the best I can to help you. But anyway, my thoughts are with you, my prayers are with you, and I know we can do it. Make it a great week. Just walking out of the Mayo Clinic. Another one down, baby. Another one down.